Now we will discuss the types of immunities. Okay. We have discussed immunities are of two types. One is innate, or we called it as inborn, और हमने इसे बोला नॉन स्पेसिफिक. ओके. एंड another one was acquired or स्पेसिफिक इम्यूनिटी. इनेट या इनबॉर्न या नॉन स्पेसिफिक, क्योंकि ये हमें बाय बर्थ मिला है, नॉन स्पेसिफिक होता है, responses against any kind of antigen, that's why we called it as non-specific. And because we have acquired this immunity and its reaction is very much specific, antigen antibody reaction is very much specific, that's why we call this immunity as specific kind of immunity. Okay. Now this innate immunity, this is present in all organisms, whether they are vertebrates or invertebrates. And this acquired immunity present only in vertebrates. Why this acquired immunity is present only in vertebrates? Because it is having the antibody reaction. इसके पास में एंटीबॉडी रिएक्शन है, एंटीजन एंटीबॉडी रिएक्शन होता है इसमें. एंड वी हैव नोन दैट और वी हैव सीन दैट इन इनवर्टिब्रेट्स दे आर नॉट हैविंग ब्लड, they are not having blood, and the T cells and B cells, they are present only in our blood, RBCs. Okay. So this acquired immunity cannot present in invertebrates, they are present only in our vertebrates, and this innate immunity present both in vertebrates as well as invertebrates. How in vertebrates? वर्टिब्रेट्स के पास में भी कुछ बैरियर्स हैं. दे ऑल्सो कैन शो द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ फैगोसाइटोसिस और पिनोसाइटोसिस. दैट्स व्हाई दिस इनेट इम्यूनिटी इज प्रेजेंट इन invertebrates as well as invertebrates, and the acquired immunity, which is very much specific, present only in vertebrates. Okay. Now we will discuss the innate immunity. Now we have seen that innate immunity is non-specific kind of immunity. Any of the antigen, we should say that it works against any of the antigen, so it prevents against antigen. ये हमारी बॉडी में एंटीजन को आने से रोकता है. ओके. सो innate immunity, it prevents to enter any of the antigen in our body. So how it will prevent? क्या होता है इसके पास में जिससे ये प्रिवेंट करता है? Some kind of barriers, some kind of linings are present. So innate immunity is having 4 kind of barriers. Innate immunity is having 4 types of barriers. The first barrier is anatomical barrier. The first barrier is anatomical barrier. अब anatomical barrier means which directly prevents our body, okay, which directly prevents our body against any kind of antigen. और anatomical barrier में we have two examples, skin and mucous membrane. Skin and mucous membrane are the types of anatomical barrier in our body. This anatomical barrier, see this skin, it directly prevents our body. All whole of our body has been covered by skin. Skin is our largest organ. Skin covers whole of our body, so it directly prevents our body, our internal organs, our visceral organs from any kind of antigen, okay. And mucous membrane, how mucous membrane? Because skin is not present everywhere. हमारी बॉडी में स्किन है, बट क्या हर जगह पर स्किन प्रेजेंट है? नो. Our nasal chambers, our nasal cavity, that are not guided by our skin. Our urinogenital tract, that is also not guided by our skin. But in place of skin, nature has given us some kind of barriers there also. So there is mucous membrane. Any of the antigen if enters through the pores in our body, so there we are having mucous membrane. It is a type of anatomical barrier in our body which prevents the entry of any pathogen or entry of any antigen in our body, okay. Now अब एनाटॉमिकल बैरियर का काम है टू प्रिवेंट द एंट्री ऑफ पैथोजन, ठीक है, वो डायरेक्टली पैथोजन की एंट्री को रोकता है. बट ड्यू टू सम इंजरी, ड्यू टू सम स्कार्स और ड्यू टू एनी काइंड ऑफ डैमेज टू अवर स्किन, इफ दिस एंटीजन एंटर्स इनटू अवर बॉडी, दोनों बैरियर्स को हमारे पास में एनाटॉमिकल बैरियर में दो टाइप्स के बैरियर है, स्किन और म्यूकस मेम्ब्रेन. ड्यू टू एनी काइंड ऑफ इंजरी, either in skin or either in mucous membrane, if that antigen enters into our body, तो हमारी बॉडी के पास दूसरा रिस्पॉन्स क्या होगा? Any of the antigen has been entered into our body, पहले तो उसको रोकना, दूसरा काम मल्टीप्लाई होने से रोकना, ओके. एक है अगर तो our innate immunity can prevent against it, okay. So second will be to protect that antigen or to stop that antigen from being multiplied, okay. So वो काम करेगा physiological barrier. Antigen has entered into our body by crossing anatomical barrier. Now our body has to stop that antigen from being multiplied. वो काम करेगा physiological barrier. Many kinds of physiological barriers are present in our body, like temperature, pH, various kind of soluble particles, etc. Many kinds of soluble particles and pH and temperature, these are responsible for physiological barrier, or these are the parts of physiological barriers which prevent any of the antigen to be multiplied in our body. ये physiological barriers हमारी बॉडी में एंटीजन को मल्टीप्लाई होने से प्रिवेंट करते हैं, रोकते हैं, ओके. नाउ that antigen was very strong that it has crossed our physiological barriers also. Our physiological barriers are also failed here. यहाँ पर physiological barrier भी fail हो गया. अब the third attack, or we can say the third thing that our body is going to do is attack on that antigen. Okay. अब attack कैसे करेगा? We are having some kind of cells in our body. हमारे पास में कुछ cells हैं that are called as phagocytic cells. So the third thing that our body is going to do is phagocytosis, or we should say cellular barrier. Some cells are responsible, कुछ cells है जो responsible है for this phagocytosis, therefore we call cellular barriers. Okay, and the fourth thing that our body will do is inflammation. Certain serum proteins are involved in this procedure of inflammation. Okay, now what our innate immunity is having, it is having certain kind of barriers. उसके पास में कुछ barriers हैं which prevent the entry of the pathogen. So the first barrier of our innate immunity is anatomical barrier. We are having two things in our anatomical barrier. First is skin and next one is mucous membrane. As we know that skin is our largest organ, it has covered our whole body, so directly entry of any kind of pathogen has been prevented. Okay, now mucous membrane, but a fact is there, our skin is not present everywhere. Some kind of pores are there in our body, like our nasal chambers, nasal cavity and urinogenital tract. We are not having skin there, so there nature has provided us with mucous membrane. Now, if both of these barriers, that is anatomical barrier, failed due to some reasons, so after that we are having physiological barriers. If that antigen has been entered into our body, this will stop that antigen from being multiplying in our body. वो रोकेगा multiply होने से, क्योंकि multiply हो जाएगा number बढ़ जाएगा. Now after increasing their number, more and more affect our body. Okay. Now due to some reasons the physiological barriers has also been failed. Physiological barrier भी fail हो गया. So what will happen after that? Phagocytosis. Our body is having certain kind of cells. हमारी body के पास में कुछ cells हैं that are responsible for performing phagocytosis. Okay. Now the fourth response is inflammation. Certain types of proteins are responsible for this inflammation. Okay. Now we will discuss all these barriers one by one. Okay. Now the first is anatomical barrier. Anatomical barrier. This barrier prevents the entry of pathogen in our बॉडी. ये डायरेक्टली हमारी बॉडी में एंटीजन की एंट्री को प्रिवेंट करेगा. ओके, सो दिस प्रिवेंट्स द एंट्री ऑफ पैथोजन इन अवर बॉडी. नाउ the anatomical barrier are of two types. First is skin. Okay, now in our skin we know that we are having two types of layers. One is epidermis and the another one is dermis. Two types of layers. One is epidermis and the another one is dermis. Okay, now epidermis is outer thin layer and dermis is inner thick layer. Okay, now in this epidermis the cells are tightly packed like this. All the cells are tightly packed, fused है वो एक दूसरे से. Okay, all the cells are tightly packed here. Okay, and dead cells and keratin, which is a waterproof protein. These both things are present in our epidermis. टाइटली पैक्ड सेल्स होते हैं उसके पास में, कुछ डेड सेल्स होते हैं हमारी एपिडर्मिस के पास में, एंड केराटिन प्रोटीन. These things prevents our skin from outside. Dead cells and keratin protein, which is a waterproof protein, which don't allows the water to remain over our skin. Okay, water just shed from our skin as soon as it has been dropped on our skin. So this is due to the presence of keratin protein and due to the presence of dead cells, which do not allow that pathogen to hold on our skin. अगर हमारे पास में केराटिन प्रोटीन नहीं होता तो as soon as the water has been present over our skin, अगर water हमारे skin पर present होता तो पैथोजन has should also be present. अगर water नहीं shed होता तो पैथोजन भी वहीं पर रहता. And this pathogen, after many of the pathogens have different kind of activities, that some pathogens have piercing type of capability, some pathogens have biting type of capability. So if the water is not shedding from our skin, pathogen will also remain on our skin only. Okay. So dermis is having dead cells and keratin protein. And when we are talking about epidermis, when we are talking about dermis, this dermis, it is made up of connective tissues. Actually, dermis is made up of connective tissues and having four things: blood vessels, hair follicle, sweat gland, and sebaceous gland. These four things our dermis is having. It is made up of connective tissue, but it is having blood vessels, hair follicles, sweat glands as well as sebaceous gland. Okay. Now, what is the significance of these things? That dermis is having all these things, but what is the significance? क्यों present है ये? Because this hair follicles, sebaceous glands are associated with our hair follicles. Sebaceous glands जो है वो हमारे hair follicles के साथ में attached रहते हैं. Okay, and we know that sebaceous glands are having oily type of secretion. Okay, ये oily type of secretion करते हैं and sweat glands watery type of secretion करते हैं. So sebaceous glands are attached to our hair follicles and they secrete an oil secretion that is called as sebum. Sebum, we know that oily type of secretion is appearing on our skin, that is because of our sebaceous gland. Okay, now this sebum, it is having two things, lactic acid and fatty acids. This sebum is having two types of secretion, that is, this sebum is having two types of acids. One is lactic acid and one is fatty acids. These both acids are responsible for maintaining the pH 3 to 5, and this pH do not allow the entry of pathogen. Okay, now यहाँ से अगर we know that because some of the pathogens they just do not shed off with water. Okay, now if any of the pathogen has pierced our skin, outer skin, epidermis को pierce कर दिया, so that directly will enter into our dermis, वो dermis में जाएगा, and in dermis we are having sebaceous glands which are associated with our hair follicles, and they are having the oily type of secretion. So if any of the antigen is entering into our body, अगर कोई भी antigen dermis तक आता है, then it will stimulate the sebaceous gland to release its secretion, that is oily type of secretion, and the formation of sebum is a kind of immune response. Okay, and the sebum is having two types of acids, that is fatty acid and lactic acid, which are responsible for providing the pH 3 to 5, and this 3 to 5 pH do not allow that antigen to grow or to resist in our body, to remain in our body. इतने कम pH में any of the pathogen will die. Okay, so this pH do not allow any of the antigen to grow in our body, to remain in our body. Okay, now many of the molecules, or we can say many of the microorganisms are present which are able to metabolize this sebum. Okay, the sebum is having two types of acids, but कुछ ऐसे bacterias होते हैं, कुछ ऐसे microorganisms होते हैं which can metabolize this sebum, and if this sebum has been metabolized, this is the it will lead to the formation of acne. If the sebum metabolized, this will result into the formation of acne. अब वो कौन से ऐसे बैक्टीरिया होंगे? Many of the bacteria are present which can metabolize sebum. That's why every second or third person in our daily life we seen that many of the persons are having acne, many of the persons are having pimples. This is the reason that sebum has been metabolized. Okay, now this antigen which was now affecting our skin, or which was being prevented by our skin, now this antigen has been entered into our body. Okay, now after entering into our body, it is going to affect us. So now there is the time for mucous membrane. The second one is mucous membrane. Now the antigen has been entered either through our nasal cavity or urinogenital tract or by piercing through our skin. Any of the factor could be responsible, किसी भी चीज से हो सकता है. And this mucous membrane are present in our respiratory tract, in our urinogenital tract, in our alimentary canal, in conjunctiva. This is the location of mucous membrane. यहाँ पर mucous membrane present होता है. Okay. Now, अब क्या होगा mucous membrane में? Now the antigen has entered into our body. Say as the antigen has entered into our respiratory tract, and we know that in our upper respiratory tract they are having the mucous membrane. These are the positions wherever mucous membrane is present: respiratory tract, urinogenital tract, alimentary canal and conjunctiva. Now, if any of the organism entered into our body by crossing to this mucous membrane, then any of the antigen entered into our body by crossing this mucous membrane. So, we are having some kind of differences in our body, like if antigen entered into our eye, so we are having tears there. If antigen entered into our mouth, so we are having saliva there. If antigen entered into any of these visceral organs, so we are having mucus there, presence of mucus, and this mucus has been secreted by one kind of cells that are known as goblet cells. Okay, goblet cells which are present in the epithelial layer or epithelial tissues. एपिथेलियल लेयर पर कुछ सेल्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं that are known as goblet cells, and these goblet cells are responsible for secreting more and more mucus. Okay. Now, in our lower respiratory tract, in our lower respiratory tract, we are having some kind of cilia there. Okay. Cilia are present there. Okay. Now, and mucus is also there. Any of the antigen entered into our this visceral organs, so ultimately the mucus has to be produced. Mucus produce होगा, but along with that we are having cilias also. तो ये cilias क्या करेंगे? Trap that antigen and excrete it out or exclude that out. Okay. In our lower respiratory tract, cilias are present. These cilias along with mucus trap the antigen and excrete it out. That will trap that antigen and excrete that antigen out. If that antigen is small enough, अगर छोटा सा है and our this physiological anatomical barrier is hard enough or it's strong enough so that it can trap that antigen and excrete it out. So it will work. Okay. Now, many of the smaller molecules or many of the our body floras are also present. Okay, in our body only various kind of microorganisms present. We call that microorganisms as body flora. तो हमारी बॉडी पर भी कुछ बॉडी फ्लोराज होते हैं. Okay, suppose this is our tract, lower respiratory tract, and many of the cilias are present here like this. एंटीजन आया तो ये सीलियाज उसको ट्रैप कर सकते हैं एंड बाय कफिंग दिस एंटीजन कैन बी एक्सक्रीटेड आउट. बट during when we are talking about the normal flora, this normal flora get attached to this cilias or get attached to this epithelial cells. वो अटैच इसीलिए होते हैं टू आउट कम्पीट दिस फॉरेन एंटीजन, क्योंकि अगर ये फॉरेन एंटीजन स्ट्रॉन्ग है तो दिस विल we can say this will get attached to our visceral organs, this will get attached to our mucous membrane, attached to our epithelial cells, और attach होने के बाद में it will start taking the nourishment from our body. Okay, so various kind of body floras or microfloras are also present in our body which outcompete this foreign antigens, so that these foreign antigens cannot adhere to our body surface, cannot attach to our body surface and start taking nutritions. क्योंकि अगर वो nutritions लेना start कर देंगे, so there will be any kind of injury in our visceral organs, adhere हो जाएगा due to some kind of these are having some kind of fimbriae. So with the help of that fimbriae or with the help of cilias which are present over the body of that microorganism, it can get attached. Okay, now this is the thing where our mucous membrane was protecting us. Now if there are many kind of microorganisms which can cross this mucous membrane. Okay, so if any of the microorganism crossed this mucous membrane and entered into our body or get attached to this mucous membrane, although we are having some kind of microfloras, हमारे पास में कुछ microfloras हैं, but still the foreign antigen or the invading antigen is strong enough. अगर वो ज़्यादा powerful हुआ that our microfloras cannot do anything, so it will get attached to our mucous membrane. Okay, so like influenza virus. Okay, influenza virus, it is having some kind of surface receptors, or we should say some kind of surface antigens are present over its body. It is having some kind of surface antigens. Suppose that this is our influenza virus, it is having some kind of projections, we should say. Okay, and these are our cilia. So with the help of these projections, this influenza virus can attach to this wall. ये इस wall पर attach हो सकता है. Yes, why? Because it is having some kind of projections and it is strong enough from our anatomical barrier. हमारा anatomical barrier इसे attach होने से नहीं रोक पाया. That's why this is strong enough that it got attached to our membrane, to our mucous membrane. And one more thing, that is our Neisseria gonorrhea. That is also a bacteria, and that bacteria is also having some kind of fimbriae, or we should say some kind of pili over that. So with the help of that fimbriae or that pili, that bacteria attach to our mucous membrane. And after attaching to our mucous membrane or epithelial tissues, generally the Neisseria will attach to where? It will attach to the epithelial tissues of our urinogenital tract, because Neisseria is responsible for causing STDs, sexually transmitted disease, that are because of Neisseria. So this Neisseria will attach to the epithelial cells of urinogenital tract. And after attaching to the cells of urinogenital tract, this will start invading, this will start to cross the mucous membrane and enter into our body. Okay. So this was about our first barrier, that is anatomical barrier. What we have studied here, we have studied the skin. We have divided the skin into two parts, or our skin has two layers, epidermis and dermis. Epidermis bahar wali, thin, and dermis inside, inner layer, that is thick. Epidermis is having dead cells as well as the keratin protein, which is waterproof type of protein. And dermis, it is having four things, that is blood vessels and hair follicles, sweat glands and sebaceous gland. Now this sebaceous gland and hair follicles, when they are associated with each other, they produce one compound, that is sebum, and the sebum is produced only with the presence of antigen. Agar antigen hai to sebum will form, and this sebum is having two types of acids, that is lactic acid and fatty acids. These both acids are responsible for providing the pH 3 to 5, and at this pH no pathogen can survive. Okay, so it destroys the pH in the skin, it destroys the antigen or the pathogen in the skin only. Now the next was mucous membrane. Mucous membrane is present in urinogenital tract, respiratory tract and alimentary canal and conjunctiva. So if any of the antigen enters into our eye, तो हमारे पास में उसके लिए response है tears, mouth में saliva, and into our visceral organs we have mucous membrane. This mucus is very much sticky, very much thick, viscous होता है. So this mucus works along with the cilia, and cilia are present in our lower respiratory tract, and in many of the organs cilia are present. So the cilia, when they are working with our mucous membrane, so they will trap that antigen and excrete out that antigen. Okay, वो उसको बाहर निकाल देंगे. Okay, so this was all about our anatomical barrier, that is first kind of barrier.